All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back here. Hi, Olio. Thank you for coming in. And yeah, I put the message. I don't know what happened to the message that comes out. Hmm, interesting. But uh, hello, and thank you for being here. We talk with Paulina here how to, because right now, when you begin to evolve, ascend, or whatever it's in your case, in that you're gonna see how you can make the things more simple, how you can get the things and your journey as a twin flame much more not complicated but easy because now since you've been to a journey for a while, it's more easy to navigate this. That is the easy processes. And we decided comes in and give you some kind of like a few tips is in there, and hopefully those tips will help you. You can apply it if that is a what you feel with you. Okay, just take it what's resonate because talking about this in there, even throughout the journey working with other people, there is no like a standard situations. There's situations that are similar and so on, but you can't just put everything in one box. The thing here is that everyone dealing with individual stuff, everyone dealing with individual things, but we're trying to get you the most of the tips that actually can help you out within our observation within ourselves, but also throughout the community. So without other ado, I'll give you Paulina.
Hi everyone. Thank you for introduction. I think that's a good summary what we were talking about, just to making it as simple as possible, which helps you to save your precious energy. And whatever you save, whatever you don't waste outside on things beyond your control, all of the saved energy you can just bring back to yourself and use it for something greater. Meaning, just use it to work on yourself, use it to develop your gifts, use it to understand the process, to see the things as they are, instead of putting so much focus on something that it's just a very tiny bit of it. So when we were really kind of thinking about what was really happening throughout the journey, what's really helping us in this, one of the key things, I guess, it's really staying maybe objective to your journey, staying out of your mind and out of this sense of control that you want to know all the answers. You want to know exactly where you're going, when you're going, with who you're going. Because we really like, as people, we like to plan, and it's important, but sometimes we just cannot see this bigger plan, how it's going to unfold, until we really make this choice of letting go of all the controls, letting go of all the projections that we have. Sometimes there is a price to be paid for that, because sometimes it's very painful. We don't like to be out of control. This is just of the lessons to teach you that there are things that are not meant to be controlled. And if you're allowing the situation to unfold, you can kind of invite this element of surprise in the journey. Because honestly, we are not able to think through all the possible scenarios, and especially the ones that are meant for us in the right moment. Because, if you're operating from this old belief system, very often it's gonna be keeping you in this limited state. Like you think you know it all, while you're missing out of all these infinite opportunities that it's beyond your current understanding. So I would say just getting out of your mind and getting out of this, having an idea about one scenario that, oh, I know where my journey is going to take me. I know I'm on the process of the healing, so based on what other people are sharing, I'm going to be reuniting with my twin, and that's going to be until the end of my life, forever and ever. Because we forget that this is a long journey, so you have to give yourself a time to unfold it, without putting these projections about when the union's gonna happen and how it's gonna end. And when some people even put like a timeline, specific times, because they overheard from psychic reader that in 3 years it's gonna happen. The moment you put yourself in this mindset, having this anchor on a 3 years period, like you're gonna be so focused on the future that you will be avoiding or neglecting anything that happens to you in the present. So really, that just chilling in the process, just working on removing this sense of control that you have to know it all, and just staying more flexible. That's my first point.
I'm gonna take that point in there because a lot of you is gonna be asking, Dio, what is it Paulina says about unfolding? Let me. I simplified earlier before, but talking about this unfolding. Okay, thinking about is a newspaper. You're gonna be with your twin, and down there in that newspaper says, please turn to page 18. Most of you don't turn to page 18. Most of you don't go out in that unfolding, waiting the things to be unfold. The first tip I want to give you that you can be really simplified that specifically. Hi Twin Flame Power, hi Karen, thank you for the 1111. Twin Flame Power, and the most simple tip I want to give it to you when you find out that you are in the twin flame journey, it's just like, okay, let me first look at me, what I am in. Okay, don't get it this overwhelmed right away energies. Don't getting in this. This is excitement and the power and the finally love and so on and so on. And then you haven't unfolded the newspaper. What is in the newspaper? It says what is it about to the journey within yourself. It's your personal journey. Don't try to get it in there for it. And then that personal journey, when you open up and read it in there, it's like that. There was that short on YouTube. What I mean, I signed this for. Oh, this for it's no, no. Oh. Now I know why I signed this for. Oh, okay. You see, that's how it's gonna be. For it. Take it the things and keep it simplified, as Paulina said. Okay, the things are not complicated. You making it complicated. It. Your mind with playing the scenarios, how it's gonna be, what it's going to be, because that's what you used to be working on that operation system isn't there. You just when you want to see the picture, as Paulina said, shut off everything, and then whatever it's gonna become to you, it's gonna come to you naturally. Okay, you don't have to force it, you don't have to punch it, you don't have to rush it, you don't have to chase it, you don't have to drama, cry, and all that stuff. Okay, you're doing that stuff because there is unhealed patterns. But when the journey comes in, it says like, here's the information you're gonna be changing. Here, what you need to change. Look at your mindset. Look at this. Look at that, and you take it down to the good side. So guess what? You don't have to go to the trauma, and to all that stuff so deep that you bring it out the pain. Now, that particular thing, down on a journey, when you begin to evolve and more, it's going to be more easier. You got something to say, you say it. You got something to do, you do it, because the energies are coming in back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And there's going to be some learnings. You're going to be practice those learnings later on within the 3D. Okay? Because you're going up. Okay? You're going up with the gravity, and then that gravity is going back. The energy has to circulate through the 3D. And understanding of this, okay, don't make the things harder. First of all, one thing, don't make the things harder. Number two, look at it for simplified solutions. You're gonna go from A to Z. Don't try to skip letters in there. If something kid is there, you're going through that simplified process, A, B, C, D, and so on. But what most of you does is right there. It's like If my twin flame does yes and no, then I'm gonna do this, yes or no, and then I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna go through this pattern, yes or no. Talking about troubleshooting chart of relationships in there, and then you got all this tangled up while the journey is simplifying. A B C D E F G. You're going with your dreams to be. And this is what it is. It's a simple. Don't make things. Talking about ascension. Ascension is coming to make the things simplified, not complicated. Okay? So, tip for you is don't make things complicated the way they are. Looking in the present. So, back to you, darling.
Another thing that came to me is allowing yourself to be redirected. However many times you have to be redirected, just to get to the right place, not the fastest way, but just the most enriching way. Through all these experiences that are supposed to happen, so that you can become more conscious, more aware, and just navigate here on Earth better. That's why it's so important not to rush those things, because so many times I've seen examples of people who got together because that's what they thought it's the best, but then they realized that they were toxic to each other. And so really the journey is not there for you to just get together and just be how it's the word, just kind of get entangled in this toxic situation. If someone is not ready, that means that it's not ready. If something doesn't feel right and at peace, even if you classify this person as your twin flame, divine twin flame, if it's not healthy for you, that means that it's not the right time, because the universe and the whole evolution doesn't want to, they don't want you to regress, they want you to progress. So if you will be spending your time in some kind of like a toxic behaviors, as I said, even if that's your twin flame, if you will be spending the time and putting your energy towards that, there's not gonna be progress. You're gonna be trying to mend something that is just, it's not working. So that's how you have to realize that those connections can be powerful once you have two powerful beings getting together. So that's why, I told so many times that if the separation occurs and you're supposed to work on yourself, just do it. And you cannot, as I said, like, you cannot build something very, very strong if one of the parts is broken. So, that's why we are going into this redirection, because we are in different pace of development. Our evolution are in different stages, and some people are evolving faster, some people are evolving sooner, like slower, sorry. So that's why it's important not to stick into that, oh my god, but what if I evolve and then my twin flame, it's gonna be in the same stage over and over. He's not moving, she's not moving forward. What do I do? Should I wait for him? Should I, because I know he's gonna awaken one day? Or should I go with other people? Those are the questions that are bugging people, because they still have this sense that I'm a part of this dynamic, and oh, this, my poor twin flame is there. I cannot move forward because I may lose the connection. But this is your, and of course we have choices to do that. Like, what are you choosing? Are you choosing your twin flame, or are you choosing your evolution? And if you put the priorities straight, you will start seeing that we are really on our own in this journey, and evolution will be supporting any of your decisions, but some of those decisions will be keeping you stuck, repeating the old way of thinking about twin flame experience, and some of them will be giving you chance to go higher, even outside of the whole paradigm, and showing you those limitations. So um, I think that's just really putting yourself in this position that, oh, let me be directed by something higher than me, let me really see what this journey is about. I don't care about having the person right away. I want to see and understand the whole big picture first before we get together. If we have a chance, that's great, but if not, there must be some higher power that orchestrates those whole experiences a twin flame journey and just all the soul connections that's happening. So just really acting from this place of interest, not emotional need, but just interest towards the journey to really understand where it's gonna take us. So
Exactly. One other tip: don't act on a base of desperation, fears, lower energies inside of it. They're not going to lead you to progress. Another thing is in there that by simplifying things inside of you, one of the key is self-awareness. You learn the self-awareness in there. That's gonna help you a lot because when you take this twin flames journey, that like it says, that newspaper says your name, you're in the twin flames journey. Welcome to the journey. It's kind of like a big deal, and it's so on. And it says read page 18. You go to page 18, and then it's like you're reading page 18, page 19, page 20, and the newspaper is 100 pages, and you're like, oh my god, you're overwhelming in there. But when you simplifying the things, start reading it page by page. It's not like open up page 18 and then you open up a page 25. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. They're going to send you back. Okay? You have this simplified think of following your own path of the soul. Okay? Sometimes you may have to zip it up your human-based knowledge, intuitions that is talking into you. You to allowing this spiritual intuition that comes in to talk to you within your soul and the spirit and this energies with the universe. Okay, make the things simple. That they're not complicated. A lot of the people make things more complicated because of lack of information. Information is already downloaded within you when you ignite it. Seek that. That energy is inside of you. Is gonna be talking to you more and more. But as I said, the one thing, don't act state of desperation is the key. It's gonna help you to be balanced right away yourself. It's like, okay, let me see what I am in. Let me study more. Self-study, self-awareness. Those are those are keys that are gonna simplify your journey. It doesn't matter where you are, a soulmate, twin flame, divine partnership, and who knows how long that goes up in there. It's all terminologies, but shows up this little stage of evolution in there. And following the path of evolution, guys. Evolution is going to tell you where to go, what to evolve in there. And she's going to simplify things for you. So beautiful. As long as you listen to it. Otherwise, that resistance, that, oh, I want to be my way, and so on. Now you make it more complicated with the evolution that came in to help you to be experiencing the twin flames journey, to enjoy it. That's all on earth. So that's one key from me. Back to you, darling.
yeah, in fact, we have a comment.
Oh,
Karen. Hi, Karen. My journey long ago became easier when I realized that was my personal journey. I had to do my own inner work first, step by step like ABCD up to Z. And we don't see like we Z. There is just infinite number of Z, so that's why you cannot focus on Z because the current state of your understanding has nothing to do that it really can happen once you start evolution because we are really having the moment you try to project something into the future, you're always working from this limited state of awareness and you have no idea which way it's gonna take you once you decide to work on yourself and just really expand. So I even stopped trying to predict how my life can unfold. you know Try to see the big picture. Like, you will be getting glimpses, of course, but there is always risk that you may be getting glimpses from another timeline. From those can be projections from your mind, because it happened to me several times. I was having projections about some soul connection. I saw us together having a family, And if I would be acting from this place of me putting projects and believing in those glimpses, I would be so stuck in this vision, like, oh my god, but I saw us together having a kid or whatever. And then I would miss the big picture. For example, me doing this very thing right now, right, talking to you with someone completely different. So maybe just relaxing a little bit when you get this vision. Don't try to put them as a definite truth, because really, as you expand, you'll be getting glimpses from other timelines, so it's, or maybe your wishes, maybe your intuition will be telling you how your life could unfold. It doesn't mean that it would necessarily. So I just really, I try to stay humble, and until something really manifests for me in 3D, I just take it with a grain of salt. It's like, okay, that's beautiful vision or beautiful picture to have, but it doesn't have to happen. So I don't attach myself that much. I treat it as like scene. You're watching the movie and that's kind of scene pops up. And it's, the moment you can detach from it, you don't put unnecessary energy towards that, fixing yourself on those visions. So I think that's very useful. But at the same time, there was one thing I wanted to say. Oh, also about those redirections I mentioned before, but just also allowing yourself to see when the doors are closed. I think we all can differentiate between people who are open towards us and people who said, "Oh, I really don't want to deal with you. Can you go of my life?" Just try to see by yourself, like, can you see this difference, like what kind of people you have currently in your field. Are those the people who are inviting you to share and are happy to work with you and they are respecting you and they want to evolve with you, or kind of unfold the whole journey, or they are the ones just to shut the door, and there is no way, like, this is like one-sided situation in there. So I think that's important. Just, I know it can be painful, but if you can see the things as they are, and if someone says no, you take it as a no, and that means that something else is supposed to happen for you in this time. So you will be wasting your energy thinking about why things are not working, and you're missing that there are thousands of things that actually can work for you right now. So I think that's how it's important to just be patient and just stay humble. Like, sometimes really you cannot have what you want as much as you want it, but it's just, it doesn't mean that you cannot work with some other things that you have around. So I'm not saying that necessarily all of us right now will have a soul connection, for example, lined up that you have to pursue. There might be cases that maybe you have no one in your field right now, but instead of seeing it as like, oh my god, I'm lonely, like what's not working, see it rather like opportunity for you to spend time with yourself, align yourself, build this proper standard. How would you like your life to unfold from now on? Is there some goal you want to work towards? So just, even if there are all the doors from in a personal space, of a relationship, it's closed, that, or all the connections kind of dissolved, you see nowhere to go, you can always go in. That means that it's really time for you to look into yourself. And believe me, if the evolution will have someone line up for you, you will be pushed. Maybe not at the beginning, you're not gonna be pushed, you're gonna be invited. You're gonna have those intuitions to dig more, to get out more. But if it's not asking for it, that means that you just get those energies all towards yourself.
Um, Trust the divine timing. Continue. Make it adapt as a simple and every time when your journey is getting hard, there is one thing you should tell yourself. If it's meant to be, will be. I'm not stressing myself out. You do that, okay? You do that. That is going to be tremendous help in all part of it. In a physical realm first, then it's going to be an emotional level, then it's going to be on the heart level, then it's going to be in your etheric bodies, then your astral spiritual bodies, and so on and so on. out there for it. But when you put this pressures in there within you, you cannot navigate it freely. What it that does in there when you tell this into yourself for it, it frees up from your mind. You open up from receiving. If it's meant to be, will be. Because you're going to realize what's coming after that. It was what it was. It is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. No stress, Dio. Have you heard it is what it is? Because it is what it is. Currently, at the present time of moment, it is what it is. And that is a ultimate. By living it by that ultimate of down, you realizing within yourself that your future, it's going to be what it's going to be. If it's meant to be, will be. And that frees up pressure to your mind. You're going to be much more simplifying processing and navigating the energies, the thought patterns, the evolutions within yourself. You are going to get up. Okay? Paulina mixed up the energies like some of the people do it sooner. Yeah, they do it sooner because somehow they listen their spirit within, and now what happens? You let it go of the human part inside of you. You let it go of those needs. You let it go of the depression. You say, oh, it is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. No stress. I'm ready to receive. Guess what's going to happen in there? Oh, your journey is not going to go like up, down to the emotions. And guess what? When it goes up and it goes down, this is the time, right? You're doing this and this. And you can do this and this, but you're not doing this. Right? So now when you relax, everything begins to be aligned up and you're moving faster. Your curve for success, if you know the curve for success, is like a half U and it goes up. And every time when you have stressful times within you, stressful about the journey in there, it's if it's meant to be, will be. I don't have to stress out. Yeah, I was worried about this. Something was going on ever since we moved to the house. I was stressed out and so on and so on. And guess what? If it's meant to be, it will be. But then I find out that there was a situations this in there that was purposely was put in there. So me and Paulina, we can have this situations talks so we can see more how two people are working together towards a common goal and high level. And we can have uncomfortable talks, but simplified it, made it easier. And you know what? The love gets better. And you know what? The things are getting better, easier. Be a simple, talk simple. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't over sugarcoat it. Okay? It is what it is. And a personal experience, guys. And guess what? I wanted to receive something. Right? Because a year ago with Paulina, we make this decision about, yeah, we want this, we want that, and it has to look like this, and so on. All of a sudden, we let it go of the stuff, and that begins to materialize. But guess what? We had to stop with that. And here we're giving you a personal example. We don't know. Everyone has a personal journey. Okay? That's what the personal journey is about in there. But giving you a kind of like a tip in there. If it's meant to be, it will be. It is what it is. No stress. And let me tell you, your journey is going to get much better. I have trust on that because it works. All right. Karen, yes, take steps as how it comes, but also study yourself. Listen to the right videos or twin coaches and stop daydreaming about the old version twin flame. You can have only one. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That old versions is in there. Mel was even talking about it, and he came out of this for it. You don't know who's the one. The only way you know who's the one, they become one with them themselves, and then they choose to be one with you. But this takes a long time because during the ignitions, you can think this is the one, and then things doesn't work. It's the same thing when you see a one person. Oh, this can be my husband. You live there for like a 3, 4, 5, 6 months or 3, 5, 6 years, and then it's like, oh crap, and you're like, oh my god, what happened with that energy? Oops, right? While the twin flames journey is going through the kakapupu things, as Mel said, and you go through a lot of stuff in there. And if it's meant to be, it will be. This is when you can sit down with this person and have an honest conversation. How you feel for each other? What is that going on? What is it the thing that comes in? The truth. You have truthful, honest, mature conversations, and you decide where to go from with it, and there. Yeah, there's a lot of coaches in there. There was a video of someone, I don't know her name now on top of my head. Otherwise, I would have commented. She also commented about there, like coaches who not talking about evolutions, or coaches who promise to connect you with your twin flame and so on and so on. Don't listen to twin flame coaches. Uh, if you go through all that stuff in there to it, what we want to suggest you, giving as an example, the best thing, the best coach, okay, is you. You're the student, you're the teacher, you're the master, okay? Now, attach the student to psychology, attach the master, to philosophy, okay? No, the teacher to the philosophy, and then attach the master into spirituality. You're all three of these, guys. Simple, very simple things that you can understand and put it within yourself. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. This is why the Holy Spirit, that spirit that is within us, is so beautiful. And okay, but when you just say only one, you're closing for 1,000 opportunities that is out there. Because if it's only one, they're going to be done exactly as you've done. They're going to and work with you on that path of evolution. Simple as that. But yeah, that daydreaming situations, sooner or later you're gonna find yourself in this pipe dream. And when you discover that the person did not even awaken, and the person was actually so toxic and so on and so on, and there you're wondering, how could I have been through this twin flame with this person? How come God has put me in there? God's put you in there so He can see things inside of you. Why you're attracting this to kind of people? What is that going on? Where did you learn about this? What do you have to learn about those patterns? Because through
Yeah,
that
but maybe the
person, you may trick
sorry,
things. Yeah,
I
go
am
ahead.
because it was so much energy since you were talking, and I couldn't like I don't want to lose it. Um, it was more about just seeing when the connection is, if it happens that meant to happen and it's working and it's giving you the energies, but the moment people tend to over exhaust it, they have troubles understanding that this is, it can exhaust itself. It's like you can just reuse all the energy that was supposed to be transferred between two people, and the moment it's getting transferred, no, normally it's this very strong, almost like a sexual exchange with people, and that's based on my understanding, that's the moment that then that's this click that we are getting the most out of it. And from that moment it can either it will may feel a little bit less intense, and in some cases it will start naturally to fall apart. So in some cases people will be like, okay, we have to split, and there will be running, chasing, and all of that. But what tends to happen is people tend to hold on to this idea for way too long. It's like, while they should see that it served its purpose, it was beautiful, it was true, but right now it's it's not there. The potential is exhausted. There is nothing else you can get from that specific connection with that specific person at current present moment. But so you see, who is keeping yourself in this cage? You start to put yourself into this cage, and the divine is it. It's kind of like a waiting for the moment that you will realize that, okay, I think it's not going anywhere. Maybe there's something else to me. Like, I surrender. I don't care if we are not supposed to be together. We won't be together. It's gonna be what's gonna be. That's the moment they are waiting for, honestly, because the moment you stop those projections, like, oh my god, I really wish to have this person back, but it's not coming back, I give up. Let's say you have more control than I have as a small human. That's when they step in, and that's why they can really give you finally what you're deserving after getting all those upgrades towards the separation and the bubble love and all of that. If you cannot release that one person that allowed you to make those exchanges and get to this higher state, if you will be holding yourself to this specific relationship or connection, you cannot progress, because this has to come from the space of surrender. You have to surrender that person and be ready for whatever comes next, because as Dio said, in our situation, we were expecting something completely different because we were taught differently. We were taught that once we get into our union and once your synchronicities tell you your twin is gonna be back, that means that they're gonna be back. But what was happening, it was something completely different. And based on our interest, it was our pure interest towards the connection, because we were still other people's twin flames, right? And that's what people sometimes cannot get, that we got ignited by someone completely different, but it was our conscious choice to explore something further than that, because the old paradigm of the twin flames is not working. I feel in union. Where is my other counterpart that is in union? Oh, there is no one. There is just Dio on the horizon. So you see how we made this choice to see, okay, let's see how we both can join together to progress even further and see what this journey is about. So that was from the space of really surrendering to this higher picture. And that's where your own downloads will start coming up. That's how you will start seeing the big picture. It's like, don't get attached to one person, because you don't know, like, however many people you need to get you to this unified state, that's going to be so many people. But if you start seeing yourself that you have to put more effort towards maintaining the connection, like, and you're the only one, that means that this connection is asking you just to step back from it and just save yourself this trouble and save yourself this passive waiting and wasting of a time, really, because you can wait as much as you want, but it's also your choice how fast you want to progress. So sorry, baby, that I cut in, but it was just too strong.
I got you. I got you. Plus, I took, me when I take it off. But here is, it's a good things there. And the next question, actually, that it's from Twin Flame Power. When in the physical presence of the TF, so much energy exchange takes place. It's a challenging in a 3D, lots of transference, mirroring, balancing is the challenge. Here is that if it's your truth, Twin Flame, you're not going to have challenges. The inner peace is going to balance itself out. But if your focus is within the 3D, you have the 3D experience with your twin flame, you're still chasing something else, but not going after the path. I will tell you this, okay? Most of the people chasing this famous twin flame intimacy in there. Yeah, but that famous intimacy in there is involving soul. It's come from 5D and the inner peace. And that inner peace releasing the fear with everything, releasing the fear within the body and the soul, the mind, and everything, it's free. Then you can experience that. But when the people want to have this physical intensity, is like, I want to hug him, I want to this, you are next to it, and I want to kiss it and grab it and so on and so on. He's still acting in an old paradigm. And that's what is a challenge. Okay. A lot of the people trying to organize the 3D. The 3D comes in, the organizing of the 3D comes from the 5D directions. And this is why a lot of the people, they want to steer the 3D. They want to push their partner into the 3D without the 5D work. Okay? And the work is needed. It's not like, oh, I can just sit here and I can make all the money in the world and do nothing. There is no such a something for nothing. The energy has to be changed, has to move. You need to do some work. And so the balancing is coming when the both individuals is like, let's see what our connections is going. Okay, if you find yourself in the twin flame ignition, you find yourself, I'm just right now into the twin flames journey, and there, go with that person. It's like, can we relax? Let's see what this is all about. You bring that inner peace in there within you to that person, and you can help this to become more simple than it is. Once you figure out what is this connection is now on and so on, because this connection of ignition, it could be a one-sided, because the spark ignites the fire within you. Okay? And here you are disignited, you point it back into the spark, and it's like, the spark is like, I don't want it to do anything with you. And you're like, what do you mean? I got all these ignitions and I got all this Kundalini awakening. I got all my energies comes in, all my chakras goes nuts. I got these visions about us being together in love and so on and so on. And you're like, tell me that. And they're like, oh, it's a one-sided story, isn't there? So look at the balancing in the 3D, because let me tell you, the balancing in 3D comes in when it's balanced 5D for this. And sorry about these black screens in there, guys, but my computer is just after 10 minutes shuts off.
It didn't catch. I think it was fine.
Yeah, okay. Hopefully that's what it was. But
Mhm.
and talking about if it's the person who you think it is in there, here, baby, give it to God. Okay, God, here is your baby. I'm walking with you. That is a person thing for it. So this is kind of like another quick tip that is gonna be kind of like making your journey simple. Go to the person, have honest conversations. Hey, I have feelings for you. Can we talk? Otherwise, you're making the things more complicated. No. The journey is about to simplify things, to make it complicated. Okay, and learn from the people's mistakes and the people before you. It's a twin flames journey. Because as Amel said, all of the things doesn't ending with the twin flame. It's gonna go. The journey's gonna go. And he was right. Um, Twin flame power. It's hard falling down from heaven after an intimate energy exchange with twin flames energy. This is a there that most of the people don't transmute the energies from above, and what I mean, I'm talking about you to transfer, to understand, to get the knowledge, the wisdom, the self-awareness, the management within the energies within. Most people don't manage it themselves, and they're trying to manage their counterpart. And then they're like splashing the concrete. Been there, done that. Okay? Know what I'm talking about. One of the soul connection was like this in there. So that's what this is. The blessed. Hi, welcome here. My bad if I'm kind of clueless here, honestly. I haven't been keeping up with your stuff like I should, but I'm stoked to catch your live streams. I'm super picky about content creators on TF. I used to follow almost everyone, but now it's just a few. You're the third one I really vibe with. I gotta ask about the whole physical appearance things. The person I think is my TF looks kind of like different for what I'm expected. That's normal. Here is an example out of here. What do you want as a physical experience? The physical look doesn't have to be in there because the physical look may be gonna be one thing that it's gonna deceive you and the overcome patterns of what you want in a physical realm. The soul, once begins to love the soul within the person, you're gonna love the imperfections. You're gonna love the imperfections to perfection. Okay? It's not about, it's never been about the physical experience and the physical appearance. And is that as a normal? I would say yes. Okay? Because you're going to be developing the 5D, the 7D, and then above that energy of connection, the soul and spirit in there. And then that energy is going to come down to the 3D. And you are going to be feel not just comfortable, you're going to be happy with that, with that physical difference, his physical appearances and that. Because it's not about the physical appearance, it's about the heart and soul. And experiencing that for it, and the journey is going to be asking you to accept that, and you have to prove it. Okay, it's probably a challenges in there because if you are programmed in your childhood or through parenthood or to your culture or to religion, and they're like, oh, he has to look like this or she has to look like this, and so on and so on, and your intimacy fantasies, you kind of like are projecting this person the way it's supposed to look. And now the universe is just like, let me work on your illusions. I will send you a person who's not going to be matching none of this. Actually, it's going to be totally opposite out of it. Just so you can know and understand what soul love is. Because that's what you want to experience. And that is it about it. And when you understand you love the person's souls, the other things, you're going to start love them as they are. Because God created that person perfect in their body. Because that person is comfortable with their body and you're comfortable with theirs. Physical experience. Okay. So yeah. All right, baby. Take it out.
Yeah, I wanted just to get back to twin flame power, what she said about this energetic exchanges, and that's exactly what's happening. Because try to see, for people who experience this very intense exchanges, especially if that leads to the separation phase or just withdrawal, that's for this reason. And it's just you gather all this energy, and then what? Like, don't try to get more and more, just try to work it through, just try to process that, and don't get too sad about it. Just work with it, because it's such a big potential. You can get such an upgrade from whatever exchange. Like, if you're exchanging consciousness with someone, like, obviously you can get a lot of information from it, but people, instead of digesting it, they just kind of put it somewhere there. Okay, we exchanged energy, I want more, I want more of this. But the person says, like, I gave you everything I could actually in this moment. Like, what did you do with that? And then you just still demand more instead of unpacking the download. So thanks for bringing this point, because this is really important, just to take your time to process what has been exchanged, and stop with emotional experience. That's, of course, it's beautiful, but once it's done, it's done. And don't try to bang into those doors. Just take yourself and start doing the work, because that's what it's asking for. um and then we had these comments from this new person, the blessed. Hi, good to see you here, and I'm happy for the confirmations. And especially talking about the physical appearance, that's exactly what's happening. And I was thinking about it, because imagine the first time if you have your catalyst, of course they're gonna be matching all you need on 3D. And they're gonna be hypnotizing you so much because that's how it's supposed to be, right? Like you're supposed to get connected super closely, but it's hard to connect on higher dimensions if you're just focused on 3D. Like I was not aware of my higher dimensions, so obviously the strongest connection should happen on 3D. So they put this like perfect 3D expression, and that's how you get ignited. But then exactly what's happening, it's like you're operating from this state of 3D vision, and you know how it should feel on a 3D. But then if you reach the higher state, it's not necessarily gonna feel like that on 3D, because you will be experiencing that from the higher dimensions. It will gonna be testing you. What are your priorities? Are you putting your spiritual evolution higher than physical? And that's where all this age gaps and even different, maybe different sex and all this religion and all those 3D limitations come into place, because this is again your choice. Are you choosing what your soul is choosing, and are you choosing your peace, or are you still be holding on the face? Because that's what exactly it's happening. Like we have this perfect face in our mind, and we're like, oh, one day we're gonna get this face back. But as long as you're gonna be focused on the face and a box, that's gonna be keeping you in this one place, because people are forgetting that there was no awareness most of the time in bubble of faith. Like where was your consciousness? Were you fully aware what was going on, or you will go were thrown in this chemistry and emotions and all of these things? So that's a very good point, and it's definitely a challenge. But at the same time, just imagine having a partner that has the same challenge and they are still choosing you. They are not choosing their personal preferences, because especially be very mindful about what you're not wishing for, because you may attract that in your potential partner, and that's gonna be asking you, are you gonna stay flexible and put your preferences out of this, and can you work with what we gave you? So that's why it's so important to get yourself into this relaxed state about the journey. It really doesn't matter about the physical body that it comes to your way. You should just operate from the state, okay, let me see the soul of this person, let me see how they treat me. Those are core values, really. Like physical appearance, at some moment you will be reaching the state that everything and everyone will be beautiful on its own way. So you will not see people as attractive, not attractive. That's those kind of labels and judgments of a physical thing, it's gonna be disappearing. So just don't worry about it.
Uh, yeah. Karen here explain about this. Very good comment, and then I'm going to read it right now. Mortal chemistry is no longer in our hands. The universe gives you what slash who you need in your journey. Exactly. This is what the journey is about. Okay, what you really need, and the core values and the changes and so on. And when you're working out those issues with you, between you, or and your partner who works on the issues and so on and so on and so on, guess what? That's what you needed. You're realizing it then. And when these things begin to happen, you realize, oh, but the journey could have been more easier if I would have been doing more simple things. If I understood it more in there. If I took a time to understand what I am, not all that is just poof, and so on, and so on. And yeah, that's what it goes. The Bless wrote it after that. Honesty, my OS or TF. I think that for OS you put oversoul or TF
Others.
or other self. I don't know. That sometimes the spiritual terms are too much.
I like oversoul though. I would put it.
I always look at oversoul and there. Okay, that's how it goes. She's super beautiful. I can't imagine any human being could be perfect as she is. Exactly. You're gonna be liking it. The question is, do you like her beauty with your soul? Do you like her inner beauty? Do you like her parts, her things with you? And then you're gonna understand other self, other self. Okay. Um, so that is gonna help you because when you begin to love everything to your soul about the person, then you understand what love is about. Okay, the care, the love, everything is there. Everything you need is always been there, and you're going to know it. All right. Uh, twin flame power, vice versa, high dimensions, and a 3D is not easy. Here is one thing twin flame power. If you keep saying to yourself, it's not easy, and that is a one huge tip about that. Be mindful how you're telling things to yourself. Because if it's not easy and there, you are supposed to, the journey is supposed to make it easier. Okay? If it's more harder and harder and harder and harder and harder, then you have to let it go at some point. Okay? But if you tell on yourself that it's hard, you're confirming yourself and you tell the journey, oh, let's make it harder. Because me and Paulina, we're going to give you a personal, sharing personal experience here. We had a rough times, rough things in there. And guess what? We are looking at in there. It's like, oh, we're nowhere with this is. We've been in this through a 5D. We've been through this in a 4D. We've been through this, and we got this. We know how to process it in there. We just have to find a solution. Because if there is a problem, there is a solution. All you have to do is look in the problem, because the problem will tell you where the solution is. But if you added more fire within yourself by telling yourself, "Oh, this journey is harder. All these things is again. Oh my God, it's again the inner work. Oh my God, is in this." Guess what? You're dragging yourself out. And this is about that in there. Don't focus on the 3D. The 3D, you came out of the 3D to ascend, to evolve into the 5D. So once you get that energy of the 5D, you to fix the 3D. Because once you fix that 3D, that you bring in that heaven on earth, then that new earth is going to bring you to the next heaven. Simple. Very simple. Very simple. For it. As it is, letting go of the old core belief system is essential for the new spiritual growth. The new belief needs to be a new core base. Exactly. And you're going to look at it to that base. But also you have to look at it that something from the old base that you came here with it, don't destroy it. See what that old base, what are the core values that you're taking from that old base coming with you. Maybe the old base is just the sand, quicksand. Let it go. You need to go to the stones, build your castles on the top of the stones, made out of stones. Okay, you're not building a sand castle anymore. Okay, but that teaches something to learning there. All right, the story of the three pigs. I believe that the one built from wood, the other one built from the sand, and the third one built it this strong so the wolf couldn't come and get it. I don't know what that story comes in and popped up within me, but yeah, it is about core base. From experience to help others to show where the growth is in it, identify the problem first. Exactly. As I always look at the positive in everything. Exactly. Yes. Oh God, hard to answer. It was so horrible at the beginning. It was. I was arrogant with her. She smashed that vanity in the way. I'm still learning in this journey. If you're masculine, you're gonna be triggered in there with this for it because you're gonna feel these pressures and so on and so on. And you need to understand where the arrogance can come in, the will of power of control. While the divine is asking you not to be arrogant, to become an angel, the blessed one. Okay, all right. Um, that's about pretty much it. I mean, blessed. If you need some help, help is available to you. You can check our website. There is an email in there if you want to contact with us for it. But what I want to say and kind of like close this out because we already been here for 1 hour. We try to keep it the things within 1 hour. I know that the conversations is good and so on and so on, but uh, there is this system called KISS, which is means keep it short and simple. Look at it inside of your journey about this system. Okay, uh, create this simplicities, and that is simplicity is first gonna come to you. But the biggest simplicity that's gonna be comes into you, I'm talking you for over a decade of experience up here, is self-awareness. Okay, awareness of the one self. That is gonna open up the channels in you with the divine. That's gonna open you up for these good downloads. Okay, where I am, what is going on with me, why do I feel like that, why do I have these dreams. Let me check out, let me calm down. If it's meant to be, it will be. Then things gonna be lined up more easier. Okay, guys. So that's all I have for you for closing this out. Darling, if you have something to say.
Yeah, there was one comment that you overlooked, baby. It was about this physical appearance, and actually, that's. I just wanted to quickly comment. The way I see it is, people are very good with having those confirmation biases, and they will be looking for the similarities in their twins because that's what's supposed to happen. Based on my experience, within also connection, you can feel some similarity. Some people may look like your brother, like your sister. You will sense, oh, there is something similar. I don't know how it's, for example, in our case, since you know, some people say they were similar. I don't see that much similarity in appearance, so I would not get caught with that much because just for the sake of not putting yourself into the box. Because if you put these projections and you will be expecting your twin flame or a like true twin flame, let's say, to look certain way, then you may be putting unnecessary block, right? Oh, he doesn't look or she doesn't look similar to me. Oh, maybe she's not my twin. So especially like this 3D realm is so tricky that the less personal blocks and preferences you put, it's gonna be easier because you're gonna be opening yourself more. You won't act from this place of your preferences. You will be really open for whoever universe has for you, because it's such a we are working with everyone that is available on the planet, so universe will be just matching you based on your vibrational match. So it's just very easy to make it harder for you if you end up being caught on your personal preferences, but also like what are you feeding yourself. So don't put any unnecessary limitations and limits onto how your twin flame should look or act, or what do you feel as ideal partner, because it may just try to challenge you in this way, because this is a test in the end. Are you gonna choose 3D or what your soul is telling you, and this kind of like a soul in peace. So that's for me, and thanks for people to just commenting in the chat. It was a great discussion. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you, Karen. She said from experience, I can say that Dio gives me good guidance. Thank you, Dio, for you being my support from time to time. You guys welcome. Support is always given as long as you ask for it. I've been giving a lot of support to a lot of people over the years, but now I begin to understanding there. that support should be given to the people who actually they don't come in and seek for information. They actually came here to do the work, and I'm so happy, Karen, that you actually do the work. Okay, you guys gonna learn about this over the time in there when first year student, you study things, and then you become the teacher. You try to teach everyone out there in the community, help everyone out there in the community. But there is a point when you cross over to a different ascension path. Then ascension path is like, I'm looking to develop more leaders, the students, and so on and so on. But only with the ones who are ready to do the work. Okay. And then you're understanding that path. And Karen, thank you for. Yeah, we did some great work, and thank you. Awareness of what the energies are showing you. Oh my God, that's a big one. Yes, exactly. Twin flame power. The blessed say thank you. Always love, bless helping others. Twin flame power. The work is never done. Yes, it is. And Karen's thank you. Oh wow, what's got on the bottom? Well, CC, I'm afraid about it, but we got about to closing the. Uh, we are about to close the sessions out and there, but I'm happy that you see it. Watch the video from the beginning, Sissy, and I'm so happy to see you here on the chat. And you guys know that Saturday we're coming out. Okay, Saturday once a week we're coming out of here, and we're gonna try to be this. Um, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nothing to
no.
hide.
We got in a hide, see, and for it. So I'm glad when every time you show up for it. Sounds like a patience, laughing and love. Sound like, smells like, oh, must be it. We practice that patience, and yes, it is a patience. See, you got that right. All right, guys. Thank you for being here, and um, come back here on next Saturday. We want to be here. If you have some questions, you have anything that we can help you with in a personal experience, you're stuck in your journey, or you want to ascend, you want to move up, or however it's in your case, in there. If there is anything we can help you with that. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming here. Let's share the love and the light up here, and see you next week.
Thank you, everyone. It was a great chat. And see you next week. As we said, we try to be persistent and consistent. So far, it's working. Twin flames.
I cannot find my hearts. Okay. Mhm. All right. I will give some different hearts. Right? And yeah. All right, guys. Be love.
See you next time.